In today's modern world, it's very easy to get overwhelmed and stressed with work, and being more organized during those times is a form of self-care. It's a way of telling yourself that you deserve a more structured and productive life that flows easily, without the stress and anxiety of rushing through your tasks at the last minute. Scheduling is a vital skill to master if you want to be productive. So in today's video, we're going to learn the art of scheduling by using caller psychology. Learn how the callers you choose affect your productivity levels and how to become a master of this skill. Hey friend, and welcome to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Dan, and in this channel we explore the tools and strategies to become more productive and effective. So if you're anything like me and you're always eager to learn ways to work smarter rather than harder, please consider subscribing to the channel. And now let's continue with this video. Now, believe it or not, I was a messy person when it came to scheduling things and keeping track of them. I used to keep a calendar with my commitments written down, but scheduling in a plain calendar was so counterproductive because as I piled on the tasks, it just became a mess, just a big blob of gray. And this held me back for quite some time, until I stumbled upon color coding. Now, color coding is a simple concept, and when I discovered it for myself, it was completely life-changing. One of the big problems that I faced was I didn't know how I could use a calendar to boost my productivity or even schedule my life in a way that helped me be more organized. And that's where color coding came to my rescue. Basically, it's a system of creating blocks of different colors in your calendar to highlight where your commitments lie. It was a way for me to see what I was doing throughout the day, and it made me more aware of how I was spending my time and effort and on what. Now, as I started my journey on color coding my life, I learned about color psychology, effective scheduling, and how to keep up with my day-to-day priorities. Color coding your calendar can help you visualize your day more clearly by helping you categorize and prioritize your tasks. With a color-coded calendar, you're more aware of how you're spending your day. So today, we're going to talk about the basics of this productivity tool and how you can utilize it to conquer your day. Okay, let's first talk about color psychology. As I was researching more about how I could make the most of this new tool, I found out how much colors affect our lives. Colors basically affect everything from our behavior to our moods to performance. And when I started learning more about the psychology of colors, it all made so much sense that I immediately wanted to use it for my calendars. Of course, you can use any color you want, but keeping the psychology of colors in mind while assigning them tasks is a great help. And what that means is that each color evokes a certain emotion in us, like passion, joy, happiness, calmness, and so many more. So when we combine those emotions with the tasks that evoke similar emotions in us, it helps us be more productive and proactive. So here's how I use different colors in my calendar. I use red for important tasks as it's quite a bold color and catches my attention the most. It's associated with power and passion, so when I see the color red on my calendar, it denotes a sense of urgency to me with its eye-catching and highlighting look. The second color I like to use is blue. Now, blue is the exact opposite as red, as it symbolizes a more calm and relaxing environment, and it reminds me of the sea, and it's my favorite color, so I like to use it for relaxing tasks. Now, purple is an interesting color, not really blue, not really red. It's an in-between color that it's associated with so many emotions like ambition, mystery, and luxury. Purple means something different to everyone, just like creativity looks different for everyone, I guess. So a great way to use purple is to highlight creative tasks. I use it as a block for tasks that I'm sharing with others, mainly with my girlfriend. Now, orange and yellow are very similar colors, and they also evoke similar vibes of warmth, joy, and happiness. So it makes sense to affiliate them with tasks that bring you joy. I use orange for everyday tasks that bring me joy, like hobbies and events that excite me, and then I use yellow for joyous things that aren't a regular thing, like going out to lunch with friends or going out for a movie. Try out different colors and see what you feel in each of them. Add in your personal touches, because trust me, it's the personal touches that help you to boost productivity the most. Now, we talked about which colors evoke which feelings and how they can help. So let's talk about how you can turn your color-coded calendar into a productive schedule that helps you stay proactive. So you've assigned the colors and you know your tasks, but how do you optimize them? Creating an effective schedule is the foundation on which your productivity lies. You can't just color code your tasks and be done with it, because without an effective schedule, color coding won't help at all. I have been known to overdo it sometimes, so with many trials and errors, I have learned a few things that you should definitely keep in mind when you're scheduling and color coding your calendar. And of course, the first one would have to be to set your schedule realistically. It would be amazing to have a full day of productivity, checking off many tasks one after the other. It sounds amazing, but it only sounds amazing in theory, because the reality is that our bodies aren't built to work 24/7. And if we jam-pack our schedule too much, we're very likely to experience burnout and fall short of our goals. And that can be a big problem, especially when you're starting out. When I started color coding, I was so excited to get rid of my messy blob of gray, and instead I just turned it into a messy burst of colors. It's easy to get carried away sometimes, especially in the beginning. So it's really important that you start out slow and give yourself room to breathe. So instead of packing it all in one day, what you want to do is space out your tasks and start by using just 2, maybe 3 colors and work your way up if you want to. It should be simple but yet effective. It's also important to remember to allot enough time to complete tasks comfortably instead of trying to rush through tasks all day just to keep on a schedule. You gotta trust me when I tell you this, you'll be running around like a headless chicken with half-done tasks and a lot of stress. I've been privy to this stress multiple times in the past. Sometimes we think we can do something in half an hour, so we squeeze it between other tasks. But later, when we realize the task needs a lot longer than the half hour, you stress out, your other tasks suffer, everything needs to be pushed up, and the whole schedule becomes a moot point. Second, you want to set a specific time for everything and try to time batch. A vague schedule invites chaos and procrastination, as does a very restrictive schedule. Once you've figured out how much time it takes for you to complete a certain task, set specific times for them in your schedule, but make sure not to squeeze things in too tight. Have a comfortable parameter around each task so you're not overwhelmed by the time limit. Vague settings can be a big time waster, so you can use the time blocking as well as batching for maximum productivity. For example, you can batch small tasks like replying to your emails and clearing up your space all in one time block, so you're not wasting time in the middle of the day getting distracted by these small tasks. I have one video specifically about batching, you can watch it here right now. The third important thing to remember is to work with your energy levels. Working with your body is the most important part of scheduling. Knowing when you're most productive and when your energy levels fall can make or break your day. I get a little slow at the end of my workday, so I try not to set any important tasks for that time of the day. Instead, I like to set my most important tasks right after breakfast, because that's when I feel most active and attentive. And once you've figured out how and when your body and mind works best, you can set your important tasks that require more focus during those times and set other tasks accordingly. Your body and mind should be your top priority when making your schedule. Color coding your calendar is such an effective way of being more productive and getting to have a visual representation of what your day will look like. It has made me more aware of how I spend my time, so I'm more aware of my priorities and goals. I've also been very proactive about my tasks because my mind isn't scattered or messy trying to figure out what to do throughout the day. Structure is a very important life skill, and you're never too young or too old to learn it and implement it. Okay, so now we talked about color psychology and effective scheduling. So it's time to get started on your calendar. Remember, colors affect everything from our behaviors to our moods and performance. It's one of the most powerful non-verbal communication tools, as they evoke different feelings for us, so we can use them to boost our productivity through visual cues. A color-coded calendar helps boost your productivity, but without effective scheduling, it's of no use, because effective scheduling is really the foundation of productivity. So set your schedule realistically, leaving some room to breathe and work with your energy levels. And if during your day you're procrastinating on your tasks, you should really check my next video on my 4-step system to stop procrastinating. So go ahead and watch it right now, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye.